Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Did you have fun over the holidays? Because I did. I spent a lot of good quality time with my family and I was very lazy as well. Did a lot of nothing, which felt super good. Ate all the good food, all of it, and now I'm ready for the new year. I'm a very goal-oriented person, and every year I set my goals. That's how I kind of bring in the new year. Between Christmas and New Year's, I kind of make a list and I reflect on the year that just passed, and I think about what I want to achieve in the new year. Having new goals really gets me excited for the new year to come, and this year I decided to do things a bit differently. I read a book over the holidays about a different way to set goals. The book was called The Desire Map by Daniel Laporte. I will talk about that in the second part of the video. The first part is all about painting my goals. Think of it as like a mood board, a wish list, a goal list, resolutions, a prayer to the universe, but in painting form, in an abstract painting form. I'll show you my process. Maybe it'll inspire you to make your own. And at the very end, I'll add that new aspect I was talking about with that Desire Map book, which really got me excited for the new year. The very first thing I do, which I've already done, is to sit down and think about my goals for the year. And I kind of go by categories like health and maybe home stuff, finances, work, big categories that matter to me. And then within each category, I would list the things that are important to me or that I would like. Basically, it's a big brain dump of everything that I wish I could accomplish in 1 year. Once I've done that, I try to narrow it down to 1 to 3 goals, which seems like not very much, and it's a hard choice to make. Usually I aim for like 3 main goals and maybe a couple side goals. So 3 to 5 is good enough for me, and I'll paint only those 3 to 5 goals. Within those 3 to 5 goals, I pick the one that is the most important to me or the one that I'm most drawn to, and I will assign it a color. I know it sounds crazy, but remember, this is basically an abstract painting version of a mood board. So let's say health for me would be like the feeling of being energetic, radiant, so I'll assign it yellow, for example. And I'll do that for each goal, assign it a color, and the medium is really up to you, whatever you feel like. I like watercolor because they're very easy to work with in an abstract way. They kind of flow and do their own random thing, which ends up being very nice in my opinion. So I like to mix maybe a little bit of pastel with watercolor or a bit of graphite, but it could be done in any medium, acrylic, whatever. Any medium is completely fine, whatever is most inspiring and works for you. And when doing this, I try to be really in the moment. I don't know if you've seen my meditation painting. I try to go in that kind of way of thinking, very spontaneous, non-judgmental, appreciating the moment, kind of imbibing all my wish, desire, prayer, goals into that specific pigment, the color I chose, and I think about what I really want out of that one specific goal, and I give it a shape. It could be a total random shape, it could be something specific that's reminding me of my goal. It could be very energetic, it could be very slow and meditative, full of detail, or super minimal. Whatever reminds me of that goal or whatever I feel like in the moment. I also don't put pressure on myself when it comes to how it's going to look like. I've done a painting like this last summer, and I did 2 iterations of my painting. I did kind of like a first version that was very, very spontaneous. It was the first time that I thought of painting my goals, and I didn't like the result of that first painting, but I knew that I was getting it almost to where I wanted. So I kind of reworked it and I did a second painting which really came together and it worked for me, and I really loved looking at that painting. So really no pressure here. I could do it like in one go and really don't judge the result and don't care about how it looks and know that that's what it was. Or I could do it 25 times until I get every little element the way that I want, and having that painting come together to make me smile and make me happy. There's no rules as long as it fits my intentions and my goals. That's really how I go about it. And I try to pick goals that are actually reachable. So I would love for my YouTube channel to hit 25 million subscribers this year. I find that it's probably unlikely, and I also have no control over that. But I could wish to be more consistent in the amount or my schedule of posting videos, or in the type of videos that I post. I could choose to have more of a certain type of video that make me happier, and that could be my goal, and that's a reachable goal because I can actually control what I do in order to reach it. So that's really how I go about it. Is it realistic? Can I actually control the actions that I take in order to get closer to that goal? If the answer is yes, then it's a good goal for me. Obviously, narrowing down to 3 or 5 goals feels limiting, and it's kind of hard for me, at least, to let go of the side goals that I really wanted to achieve. But in order for me to satisfy that need to still try to accomplish a few of those secondary goals, I have a bullet journal. I've had it for over a year now. It really, really works for me. So I make a list, an exhaustive list of all the possible goals that I have that I want to reach. But I separate it into my main 3 goals and then the bonus extra secondary goals. So I know that my main focus for the year are those main goals, and if I get to reach them, I'm good. I did what I wanted to do, and everything else is a bonus. Usually what ends up happening is that I reach a bunch of goals that are secondary because they're smaller things that are easier to finalize and achieve, and the bigger goals are advancing, usually slower than I would like or anticipated, but I often do a big chunk of it, even if they're not fully completed over in the span of 1 year, which is okay. And what I want to do differently this year is to do check-ins every quarter, which I haven't really done consistently in the past, but I feel like it's gonna be very helpful to do that. So in April, July, and September, I think, I wanna look back at my main goals and be like, okay, where am I at? Have I progressed enough? What can I do to like renew my motivation or excitement for the goals? I think that those check-ins are gonna feel good and keep me motivated throughout the year. I feel like the beginning of the year time passes slower, maybe because it's winter and it's after Christmas. We're a little bit tired and feel, I don't know, slower, as like, I don't know, the pace feels slower. Maybe it's just me, but as soon as spring comes, it feels like it passes super fast and we're at Christmas and the year's gone. So I really want to do those check-ins throughout the year. I realize that I'm very, very goal-oriented, and not everybody is like that. That's perfectly fine. It could also be seen as just a wish, having a little wish list or a prayer to the universe, as I was saying, instead of being very goal-oriented. But I feel like putting all your love and mindfulness and intention in creating a piece of art that will be on your wall, reminding you of things that are very, very important to you at this very moment. Even if you don't remember exactly that this color meant that and that little element meant that, I don't think it's that important. It's more a general feeling and a general desire that you imbibed in that work of art. I try to put the painting in a place where I'll see it on a regular basis, either in my studio, in my line of vision, at my desk in my office, or even like close to my bed, to have it in my line of vision, to have it as a reminder, to make me smile, to keep me happy and motivated. On the back of the painting, I list the specific goal that I had set for myself for that year, sign it and put the year. Now for the one element I was talking to you about that was a little bit different in goal setting this year, the book called The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte, which I read over the holidays. It was very, very inspiring. I really recommend the book. It's divided in two sections. The first section is basically explaining what the new way of setting goal is and why it works. And the second half of the book is a workbook. So there's different exercises and questions and things to reflect on, and you just write it out, and it really helps you think of what is important to you, what your goals are, what your dreams are, what you want to achieve. And in a very, very concise way, the author suggests to follow an inner desire or a feeling instead of following a specific goal. So when it comes to, let's say, my health, instead of saying, I really want to eat fruits and vegetables, which I do because I don't eat enough, and I really want to do strength training because I feel lethargic, anxious, I have insomnia sometimes, and I don't have enough energy, and I feel like it's because I don't have enough muscle mass. So instead of saying, I want to eat better and train, I ask myself, how do I want to feel about my health? And brainstorming about all the things that I would like to feel about my health. So energetic, beautiful, full of life, clean, healthy, whatever comes to mind, and narrow it down to a specific feeling. For me, that feeling was radiant. To me, radiant felt like feeling beautiful inside and out, but also feeling full of radiant energy and positive energy. I feel like that imbibed the feeling that I wanted to have when it came to health. So it's listing goals first when it comes to finance, health, family, travel, whatever, listing the goals, and then thinking, oh, in this big category, what do I want to feel like, a very precise way that would really resonate with me when it comes to those goals. And the great thing about it is that whenever I have to make a micro decision in my daily life, I only have those desires to remind myself if the decision is the best decision for me. This year for me, my desire map was to feel joy, empowered, and radiant. And all that had to do with my creative projects, work, family, health, everything kind of like worked together. Wanting to feel joy was not just in my work, let's say, it was also with my health, and same thing with radiance and empowered. It not only applied to one goal, it was really fitting what I was looking for now in my life. And when it comes to the daily decisions that we make or the daily things that we do, just to give an example in a very superficial way, eating a big bowl of chips, is it gonna make me feel joy? Maybe on the moment. Is it gonna make me feel empowered and radiant? Maybe not so much. So keeping those desires really close to my heart and my mind all the time, I feel like it's really gonna help me make the decisions that will naturally bring me closer to my goals, or the most important goals that I have for the year. It's something to think about. It's something new that I'm trying this year. I'm excited about it because it's different, and it's a different way to see it, and I feel like it fits my personality. If you're into that kind of stuff, I really, really recommend the book. If you decide to paint your goals, tag me on Instagram. I would really love to see your paintings. If you like my videos, please take a moment to hit the bell for notification. For more inspiration, you can watch this one next, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching.